Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Franco. In this video, I will show you what is the best way to buy a car on 5 simple steps. I used to be a salesperson for different dealerships and sometimes new car dealerships, sometimes used car dealerships, and this information really applies on the two of them. It doesn't matter which one you want to buy from. Now, with that being said, let's jump right into it. Step number 1, and that is to choose the right car for you. By choosing the right car for you, I mean that you need to know if you need a minivan, small car, big truck, whatever the case is, there are always online a lot of options for you. And you can even buy cars out of state. Um, I personally bought a few cars outside Oregon. It's been working out really good for me. If you want some information about that, just leave it on the comments below and I will give you the information what I did. Once you're there, make sure to hit the like button. That's gonna help me out a lot to keep going and to keep making videos like this one. Some more information for you. Step number 1, and that is to choose the right car for you. By choosing the right car for you, I mean you need to know if you need a minivan, small car, big car, truck, whatever the case is. You can go online and you'll see a lot of options for you where you live. And also, you can even buy outside your state. I live in Oregon and I bought cars in California and have them shipped to me. And that has been great for me. If you want to know about it, make sure to leave it in the comments below. And since you're there, make sure to hit the like button and I'll gladly appreciate it. Now, um, now that you know exactly what kind of car you need, now step number 2. It is really simple. It just you need to know the price range that you can work with. Either it's a $5,000 price range all the way to 100, 200, 300. It doesn't matter. There are options for you. Now, in this case, on the websites, many of them they have this feature where you're gonna see if it's overpriced, good deal, great deal, whichever the case is. They give you that information. It's super simple, but don't always go for the cheapest option. You also want to look at the history of the vehicles. Most of them they're going to have the Carfax report as well as the details of the car. Going to the Carfax, you don't really want to buy a car that has been in a heavy accident or flooded or anything like that. Don't really do that because at that point, you're most of the time you're going to start having issues pretty soon. Now, with that being said, now that you know the price budget, now that you check the details of the car, the history of the car, remember that you're buying used cars. So be realistic for what are you looking for? If you're buying new cars, it doesn't apply to you. Step number 3, and that is finance or cash. If you're paying cash, don't worry about this step. It's really simple. You just need to worry about the out the door price. If you're financing, the best way to do it, and the most important way the most important part to do is don't go to the dealer and have them look the finance for you. Don't be lazy. Go to your bank. It can be a credit union or Bank of America, whatever bank you have. Wells Fargo, doesn't matter. Go with them and tell them, "Hey, I want to buy a car. How much money can I borrow?" They're gonna run your credit. The better the credit, the more chances you have. It doesn't matter if you have low credit. It doesn't mean that you cannot borrow. They're just gonna tell you you need to put XYZ amount of money down. That's fine. The money is going to go at the dealer, not with them. Now, I just want to make a little parenthesis here. The down payment, a lot of people think that is free money for the bank, for the dealer, and that's not true. The down payment is just the amount of money that you need to put down if you have bad credit to buy a car, or if you have good credit and you can even buy it with zero down. But let's say you only got approved for $20,000 and you want to buy a $25,000 car, you just need to put $5,000 down. Simple enough. Just complete the amount of the value of the car, and that's it. Now let's go back. Um, Now that you already know exactly how much money the bank is going to give you and what is your APR, there's no negotiation at the bank. So let's go on step number 4, and that is having the test drive. And also look for the car and having a test drive. You can go online, search for different vehicles around your area. Ideal, you want to have between 3 to 5 cars, and then just schedule test drives and go see the cars. Do not buy the first car that you see. You always want to see the other vehicles before you make a decision. It can be the first car that you end up buying, but also it can be the third or the fourth car. Doesn't matter. So you want to have options. On the test drive, here's something really important. If you're buying new cars, don't worry about this too much. But if you're buying used ones, it can be 1-year-old car. It doesn't matter. It's used. It's never going to be a 10 out of 10. You really want to be, you have to have realistic expectations. It's a used car. It's never going to be 10 out of 10. Have a really good test drive. If you can go by yourself, even better. If the salesperson wants to go with you, you can tell them that, you know what, is it okay if I go by myself? Sometimes they'll agree with it. Fine, perfect. So you don't have anybody right next to you telling you how good of the car it is and why you need to buy these cars. You need to see the car by yourself. Driving around town, if you can go on a highway, even better. Then go a good test drive, and not a 5-minute test drive. Go on a very good one. Take your time to see the car, and make sure everything works on the car. Now that you found the car, now that this is the car that I want to buy, then it's the negotiation. That's the negotiation is not your monthly payment. What you want to negotiate is the total price of the vehicle. If they're selling it for 20,000, offer 15. You never know. 14. Obviously, it's going to sound ridiculous, but they're expecting you to say that. It's normal. It's daily basis for them. So don't feel bad by trying out there a very low offer. Obviously, be reasonable. Remember, those are people who are trying to make a living. Salesman, finance manager, sales manager. Most of the time, they are not the owners. So don't go hard on them. Just be realistic and find common ground. Once you agree on the price, perfect. Then go to the final step and make sure the contract looks good. If they say that they are going to give you something additional, make sure to get it in writing. Do not just take a word for it. If they say that they're gonna give you a second key or put new tires or do window tinting on the car, whatever the case is that was agreed before, make sure you have it in writing. And that is pretty much it. Just make the payments and don't get a repo. Simple enough, right? So it looks a lot, but when you really start thinking, it's really simple. Pick the right car, check your budget, go get finance at the bank, check the car, sign, and go home. Enjoy. That's it. It's very simple. So I hope this information was useful for you. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you next time.